Hey, this is Adeea, the Trendy Socialite. I hope all is well with you. I'm going to go ahead and forewarn you that today's video is probably going to be controversial, and I'm okay with that. And I hope that you are as well. It's been a while since I've dealt with controversy. Controversy? It makes me think of Prince's song. You have to be of a certain age and generation to really know what that song is. Die-hard Prince fans know exactly what that song is. Alright, so what I want to talk about today is the length shaming and discrimination that occurs in the natural hair community. And as you can tell, I am definitely one that could talk about that. And when I first cut my hair, spring of 2013, I went through a good deal of length shaming and not really discrimination, but just like some shaming and a whole lot of no and why and that Florida Evans no moment when I cut my hair. And I was really very surprised at the visceral reaction that a lot of people had to my cutting my hair. Now, and I understand for a lot of people it was a shock because my hair unstretched was touching my shoulders at that point. Almost touching my shoulders. So I get it. Y'all were like, oh my God, you cut all your hair off. I didn't cut all my hair off, first of all, but I understand that, you know, it was a little bit of a shock because, you know, you see me one day, my hair is long and full and whatever. Then the next day you see me and it's cut. So I get it to a degree, but what I don't get is the shame, the stigma, the almost slight snubbing and that a lot of people have when people of any sort of note cut their hair. And honestly, when I was in the relaxed community, I didn't get that. I wore short hair for 10 years, and when I cut my hair while relaxed, my hair was touching my shoulders at that point, and nobody said anything. Like, no, other than it was cute and they loved it, and I became known as a girl with a short spiky do. But the moment that I cut my hair in the natural hair community, there was almost like this feeling of pity and this feeling of shame, and I don't get it. And it's not a cute look. It really isn't. And so I'm here to challenge those people that are guilty of that behavior and that have done that in the past to stop it. And to really, and I'm going to give you some reasons why I think you should consider not doing that. That I think are very valid reasons. And I remember when I first cut my hair, I went to an expo, and it was so funny because one of the vendors wanted me to stop by their booth or whatever, so I stopped. And they were just kind of talking to me like, and you know, as your hair grows. And, you know, they were just talking to me like, I really didn't understand, and you poor pitiful thing with your short hair. I understand now. You want all this length, and you want these curls to pop, and you want this, that, and the other, and it's going to come eventually. And I just looked at her and smiled and laughed. And she was like, what's wrong? And I said, ma'am, I've been natural for 4 years. I said, I just cut my hair last week. My hair was touching my shoulders. I said, so your kind of slightly condescending tone is really not making me want to buy your products right now, because you assume that because my hair is short that I am a new natural and I don't know what I'm doing, what to expect, or how to care for my hair. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I said, so you really shouldn't assume that just because a natural has short hair that they either are new or that they're inexperienced when it comes to their hair care. And then it was mouth open, insert foot, and exit stage left for Adeea. The thing that sort of brought this video about is that African Export recently cut her hair. And I posted about it on several of my platforms, and you know, a lot of people were like, oh my God, it's so cute. But then inevitably there were 2 or 3 people that were like, no, why? did that. That is just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, it was a very interesting mixed reaction to her haircut. And so I posted that I just don't think that length shaming is productive, or is it something that we should engage in the natural hair community. So here are my 5 reasons why I don't think we should do that. My first reason is that I feel it promotes a Eurocentric standard of beauty. Since when did long flowing hair become or be considered more beautiful than short, spiky, sassy, edgy looks? Perpetuate that the only hair, regardless of the texture, that is really considered beautiful or worthwhile or worth admiring is long hair, is promoting a Eurocentric standard of beauty. A lot of times on Instagram, I really get a little weary of, the hair crush, the hair porn, all of those kinds of tags. And the only hair, or the majority, I won't say the only, the majority of the hair that they post is this long, big, luxurious hair. And I get it. I mean, I think big hair is beautiful. But there are some TWAs that will make you, have you reaching for stuff that ain't there. That'll make you just be like, oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That are so fierce and that are so just in keeping with that person's style. Like their confidence, their sexiness, all of that just oozes out of them with this particular haircut. And so to shame them into thinking that somehow they're a little bit less than because they have cut their hair, or because they have a TWA, or because their hair isn't long and big and luxurious, is length shaming. And I don't think it's productive. I don't think it is something that anyone in our community should be engaging in, because it doesn't undergird and it doesn't support the natural hair community and the agenda that I think a lot of us have in terms of self-love and awareness and just being the very best that we can be. My second reason for thinking that length shaming is not appropriate and is not productive in the natural hair community especially, is that, I hate to say it, it's none of your business. It is none of your business as to what any person, YouTube personality, blogger, vlogger, anyone does with their hair. And, granted, they do share their life with you. They do that so that you can get inspiration and information and entertainment from them, but they don't do it for your ridicule. They don't do it for your criticism. So it's really none of your business. And just as you want people to stay out of your personal decisions and not ridicule and criticize and judge and have a whole lot to say about the decisions that you make that's best for your life, we would appreciate the same thing. And it's really disheartening when we spend so much time sharing information with you, creating content, and for something of a physical nature in terms of the length of our hair to all of a sudden either discredit us or to lessen or diminish your admiration of us in your eyes. That's really, really superficial. I mean, like, that's for real superficial. So all of a sudden, because I have short hair, like, my recommendation of products doesn't carry the same credibility and validity as someone else who has long, luxurious hair. Like, that's not cool at all. That's just not cool. So, if no one's ever told you, I'm sorry, but it really isn't any of your business. And another reason that I think length shaming is not appropriate in the natural hair community is it's just not a supportive stance to take. One of the things that I hear ad nauseum about the natural hair community is that we're supposed to be supportive, and we're supposed to be lifting one another up, and we're all beautiful black queens, or whatever, beautiful queens, whatever our nationality is. And but then in the next breath, we're talking about, I can't believe you cut your hair. Well, why would you do something like that? And you have this tone and about it. It's not supportive. So you can't on one hand say, you know, we're all beautiful, we're all this, we're all that. And then when I make a decision as it relates to my own personal body, my own personal appearance, then all of a sudden it's not cool. That's not cool, okay? That's not cool. Another reason that I don't think length shaming is appropriate or productive in the natural hair community is the fact that you really don't know the reasons behind the person's decision to cut their hair. There could be medical issues, there could be cultural issues, there could be lifestyle changes that they are going through where long hair just doesn't serve them well at this particular juncture in their lives. And you just don't know. And to ridicule them or criticize them or judge them based on that decision is not productive, and it could end up doing harm to them personally. And granted, a lot of us especially on YouTube, and if we're any sort of public persona, we have thick skin, but there are some people who have gotten off YouTube because of the criticism and the shaming and all of that kind of stuff, because they just couldn't take it. I mean, when it's relentless, when it is constant, and when it is just so mean-spirited, it can say you have a relationship with God, or you have a really strong support system, and you have really, really incredibly thick skin and great self-esteem that very rarely wavers. It can get to you. I mean, especially on the wrong day, when you're especially when you might be a little bit hormonal, like that all of a sudden can just, you know, create a firestorm of emotion in you. And so it's just not productive to do that, because people have feelings, people have emotions, people have the right to be able to share information on public forums like YouTube, like their blog, like Instagram, without all of this undue criticism about some personal decisions that they have made. My last reason for length shaming not being productive in the natural hair community is that it's just hair. It is hair. People, it will grow back. Nobody's chopping off fingers. Nobody's removing internal organs. It is hair. We can wear wigs to let it grow out. We can do weaves. We can get braids if we wanted to let it grow back out. For a lot of us, unless there is a medical reason for our cut, it can grow back. We can replace it. We can do all kinds of things to get style and versatility and things of that nature. I think part of the reason why some of us are going back to that is, or cutting our hair and making that decision, is because for me, like, I also want to show people that there is styling versatility with shorter hair. You don't have to have long hair touching everywhere to have some styling versatility. There are plenty of different ways that I can wear my hair, even in its current state, and I can't wait to share some of those with you. If you follow me on Instagram, you see those already. But it is hair. It will grow back. It doesn't change who we are. It doesn't change our heart toward our audience and the people that we serve and try to inform and entertain and inspire. It doesn't change who we are as people. So I hope that you all take this in the spirit in which I intended, and that you will really consider your comments, your tone, and your criticism of people that choose to cut their hair and that choose to make those kinds of decisions related to their appearance.